Quarterly report, Principal Chief James R. Floyd.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the National Council, and all those in attendance today, and those who may be watching via the internet. It's my pleasure this morning to present the third quarterly report. I'd like to, prior to doing that, to just make a couple of announcements or a couple of recognitions. I'd like to recognize the royalty of Muskogee Creek Nation, Miss Amberly Proctor, Miss Muskogee Creek Nation. Miss Aisha Jackson Phillips, I'm sorry, Junior Miss Muskogee Nation. I also want to add that the quarterly report that we publish each quarter is also available on our website, which is www.mcn-nsn.gov. And so the quarterly report is loaded on there for your review in its entirety. I'll just take some excerpts from that this morning. I know we have a lot of business, and so I'll try to make my comments brief, primarily in four areas that I'll talk about today: finance and revenue, health, education, and culture and cultural activities. During the past quarter, the Office of Treasury has finalized the yearly audit for tribal and health programs as required by federal agencies and tribal law. The Muskogee Creek Nation had 97 grants and contracts at the end of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, the permanent fund totaled $344,918,419. The gaming revenue received during the third quarter was $64,133,804. And the tax commission receipts, motor vehicle tags, and the secondary income from those continue to maintain levels of last year's record-breaking income. Tax revenue overall for the third quarter equaled $2,433,395. Might also add that we've also been able to achieve savings and things that we're doing throughout the nation, but I'd just like to point out one this morning in information technology. We have upgraded the phone systems at Coweta and Sapulpa clinics, and we now have voice over internet, and by doing so, it's saved us telephone line costs. As we continue to do so, this will provide savings that will finance the entire replacement of the phone system. Just those two changes alone at Coweta and Sapulpa will save us about $20,000 per month, or approximately more than $240,000 a year. In the Department of Health, it's reported that they finished very strong in the third quarter. They've exceeded goals in both financial and operational metrics. The focus of these metrics will continue to emphasize the three strategic priorities that will provide citizens and our patients with the best possible health care system. Excuse me. Third-party collections for this quarter totaled $12,588,641. This is $591,280 increase from the second quarter, and we expect that to continue to rise. The Department of Health also submitted a request for $7 million of additional IHS funding for the opening of the new Eufaula Joint Venture Clinic. These requests are typical for the startup of the joint venture projects, and we expect a decision by 2018 as we open that clinic. In education, the Muskogee Creek Nation Department of Education and the State Department of Education hosted a workshop for the Every Student Succeeds Act, or ESSA as it's most commonly called, in April at the River Spirit Resort. We had in attendance approximately 350 educators representing 120 public school districts and 22 tribal nations attended the workshop. The event was declared a historic day by the U.S. Department of Education Director of Indian Education, Bernard Garcia, and the Oklahoma State Department of Public Instruction by Secretary Joy Hoffmeister. It also has been recognized as an exemplary model for tribal nations and the local education agencies to collaborate and consult. Excuse me. Regarding tribal consultation education, the Secretary and Program Manager held individual tribal consultations with 28 school districts located within the Muskogee Creek Nation, which is mandated by ESL. The consultation consisted of approximately 80 hours of discussion and collaboration to improve services to Native American students. The meetings were designed to educate and encourage culturally responsive instruction and strengthen collaboration of all tribal nations and public education leaders. Our efforts have been noted nationally, and our secretary has attended a national convention and been recognized for his efforts. The tribe's also reaching out to the state of Georgia to expand education at the, I think at the 4th grade level, to include Muskogee history in their curriculum. In higher education, we assisted 802 students with awards totaling $884,561 during the third quarter. The Head Start program received 100% compliance for their federal monitoring federal monitoring review in April. I'm very proud of the Eufaula Dormitory. They concluded a successful year in May with all seniors graduating, and collectively these seniors were awarded over $100,000 in scholarships. So my congratulations to each one of them. The College of the Muskogee Nation Board of Regents reports that it has an enrollment of 132 Muskogee Creek citizens in the third quarter and 13 other students, for a total of 145 students in the college during the third quarter. This spring we had a record graduation of 51 individuals. The degree program with the highest number of graduates was Tribal Services with 29, followed by Gaming with 9, Native American Studies 7, and Police Science with 6 graduates. We're pleased that we accomplished that goal, having the highest number of graduates this year, 51. In the Department of Interior, always a busy area, some of the accomplishments this quarter include the completion of the reintegration of Administrative Building and Housing Project, the construction of the K-Bar Road that leads to the new Creek Nation Community Hospital. They've completed the schematic design for the Creek Council House and Visitor Center. They obtained substantial completion of work on the mound building, which we're in, and they've initiated the master plan process that all Muskogee Creek Nation departments have been involved in. The Realty Trust Office completed 17 probates totaling $39,707 for landowners this quarter. 7 properties were placed into trust through the Realty Office, and the Muskogee Creek Nation holds 7,974 acres in trust, not including other pending trust acquisitions. The Cultural Preservation Department received and reviewed 767 projects for compliance with Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act throughout 12 states. And I believe that's much higher than it was in the second quarter. The Cultural Center and Archives Department reports that the Council House restoration and the Visitor Center's progress is ongoing and on schedule. The tentative completion date for the construction and renovation of the Council House is mid-2018, and the schematic drawings for the Visitor Center across the street is about 95% complete. The Red Stick Gallery gift shop held its grand opening on June 2nd, 2017. Currently, it has items from 25 Muskogee artists, and the gallery sends out items weekly through orders from the online gift shop, which is www.creeknationgiftshop.com. So you might want to go there and shop. Of note, also, we are sending items not only in the United States, but other foreign countries, and so the interest is growing, and I'm very pleased to see the Red Stick Gallery in operation. In the Department of Commerce, the Secretary of the Nation and Commerce facilitated a partnership between the Tinker Federal Credit Union and the Muskogee Creek Nation. Excuse me. Eligibility for membership at the Tinker Federal Credit Union is now open to every Muskogee Creek Nation citizen and its employees. Through this partnership, Tinker Federal Credit Union is providing financial literacy training. Working with the Muskogee Creek Nation Employment and Training Administration, Tinker Federal Credit Union provided financial literacy training and education training in budgeting to all summer youth employees during their summer orientation. This accumulated in a Financial Literacy Day event for the summer youth in June. The summer youth received additional training on credit and dangers of predatory lending. Excuse me. The Secretary of Commerce has also had 26 limited liability corporations that filed active business certification within the nation in the past quarter. The Contract and Employment Service currently has 63 Creek-owned businesses and an additional 131 businesses owned by individuals that are certified to do business with the nation. The Muskogee Loan Fund has a portfolio with 37 loans totaling $707,000. The loan fund has $372,294 remaining to be lent at this time. In the Housing Department, the Tribal HUD Veterans Affairs Homeless Program provides rental assistance and case management to Native American veterans who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. The program has approved and housed 14 veterans to date, and 6 applications are pending at this time. The Mortgage Down Payment and Closing Cost Program that assists families to become first-time home buyers has closed on 4 loans during the quarter. The home buyers' education classes, which are required to receive assistance, were attended by 6 applicants. The Development Department of Housing that identifies buildable construction sites for new home constructions has acquired 6 homes and purchased 4 sites for newly constructed homes. The rental properties of the Housing Department consists of 317 units. The Elderly Rental Program provides preference to those 62 years and older. In their past quarter, there was 1 move-in, 1 move-out, and 2 vacancies. So the Elderly Rental Program continues to operate at capacity. In public relations, they reported that there were 1,657,630 hits during the last quarter. The top 5 visited pages were the homepage, employment, news releases for Muskogee Creek Nation, and accepting nominations for the Living Legends. For the Public Relations Facebook page, in addition to the United States, the top countries reached in the quarter were Canada, United Kingdom, Mexico, and the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It reached 52,310 people in the third quarter. So as you can see, our reach is worldwide. In tourism and recreation, the Muskogee Creek Nation Tourism and Recreation Department held the 43rd Annual Muskogee Creek Nation Festival on June 22nd through 25th. The department worked with other departments such as Light Horse, Police, Emergency Management, and Health to ensure a safe and family-friendly atmosphere. The festival was deemed a success. This year marked the largest festival rodeo in its history with over 475 entries. The Citizenship Board reports that as of March 31, 2017, we have 82,983 citizens. The Election Board, under Nelson Harjo Jr., the new office manager, have held multiple registration drives in the month of June and co-hosted a voter registration seminar training with Muskogee Youth Services. Absentee ballot request forms for citizens registered as absentee voters were mailed out on June 12, 2017. This year's primary election will be held on September 16th. If needed, the general runoff election will be held November 4th, 2017. The Election Board will be utilizing a new electronic polling system this year at each polling precinct site. The modernization system will help expedite the voting process at the polling sites. At the beginning of 2017, July 2017, there were a total of 16,656 registered voters. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, that concludes the topics that I had this morning. I'll be glad to respond to any questions any of the members have. I believe each representative have received a hard copy of the quarterly report, and again, my thanks to you for allowing me a few minutes to summarize the quarterly report.